So the Toledo area is full of history, and some of that history is a little unusual, like how this part of the state was known as the Goiter Belt, complete with a hospital in Perrysburg that treated the illness. Bob Wenzel and Dr. Earl Campbell are here to tell us all about it. Good morning, folks. Thanks for being here today.
Good to be here.
So the Goiter Belt, there has to be some sort of reason behind this, right?
It's not a belt that people wear. It's a geographic area, and it's an area in the United States where the last glaciation hung on for a while, and it leached out all of the iodine, or most of it.
Okay.
And you need iodine to make the hormone that the thyroid produces that controls your metabolism.
Okay.
So things happen if you don't have enough of it. And the poor little thyroid struggles to find all the iodine molecules it can, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. In the Alps, for instance, for a long time it's been a problem. And there are pictures of people with goiters that are very, very big.
And it's because of the iodine.
Because of the lack of iodine.
Okay.
And that's why we are encouraged to use iodized salt. Incidentally, kosher-ring salt has no iodine.
Okay.
And we find in our Toledo Blade that we're constantly told to cook with kosher-ring salt. In this area, that's not what we should
Not
do.
a good idea.
No.
Okay, all right. So you guys are having a lecture about this on Monday, right? It's part of the history here in Perrysburg.
So I'm a president of the Historic Perrysburg, Inc. board. And one of the things we do is, our main goal is to try to educate the community about the history of Perrysburg. So it might be architecture, it might be people, it might be places like Fort Meigs State Park. And Bud Campbell, Dr. Campbell is going to be our first speaker on Monday.
Yeah, so there was a hospital and everything here.
It's still there.
It's still there, okay.
If you know where the Commodore Perry statue is, it's just to the left of it.
Oh, okay.
That's the hospital. It was functioned largely to treat this massive goiter problem, which was endemic at that time. It functioned from about 1879 to 1955, and modern approaches to managing goiter and the knowledge about the use of iodine completely revised the picture about goiters.
So we, educated some folks and kind of turned things around so we don't have this huge goiter issue in the area anymore.
The incidence of goiter in this area is higher than it is other places in the country still. But before World War I, one of the physicians examining patients examined 583 patients and found that 30% of them had goiters, some of which caused them not to be recruited. And in places in Michigan, the incidence went as high as 64% of the population.
Wow. It's right here, our history.
Right.
We're teaching people about it. We always like to know about our past, right? And what we can do in the future. So this is at the Carinor Club there on 2nd Street in Perrysburg. Do you need to sign up, register for this ahead of time?
You do, because it's a dinner, and it's $30 a person, and it starts at 6 o'clock. If they want to send a check in to Historic Perrysburg, Inc., P.O. Box 703, Perrysburg. Okay,
so you can get yourself signed up. That is Monday. You can learn much more about this. Really, it's very interesting history here in our area. Who knew, right? And then if you drive by the building, the old hospital, then you go, oh, okay, I know what that is now.
That's what that guy was talking about.
That's what he's talking about. Very good, guys. Thank you so much for coming today.